Okay, today I'm working on making stamps, texture plates, stamps. You can make texture plates, or I'm making stamps from, I'm going to do a series. What I plan on doing is doing the stamps in black, just to get the impression, and then coming back with watercolor. That's what I plan on doing with this series. So I made some cactuses. I think I'm going to do cactuses on a windowsill when I get it done. But I figured I would show you how I'm doing them. They're made with interfacing material, Pellon. You find it in the sewing department. It's the stuff that you use to make your collars stiffer, or pockets, or whatever you want to put it on. There's different stiffnesses of it. This is the really thin stuff, and I guess you could use this. I haven't tried this yet. What I'm using is the thicker stuff that I actually used to print on with, it's clay printing. It's, I won't go into now what it is, but it's a different kind of printing, and this is what I used to use Reme, and I used to use this Pellon to print with. So I'm going to show you right now how I go from the sketch to putting it on, making a plate of it. So basically, I take my little sketch, and I have some carbon paper. I'm not going to worry too much. I have a ton of this. I have a whole roll of it in the house. And I'm just going to outline it. Because right now I'm just going to cut the basic outline. I'm not worried about it being exactly straight. You can stack this stuff up. So let's see how well. Okay, that came out good. All right. Let me stop for a minute and find my scissors. Okay, so basically you can see how just the outline of what I'm doing. Now, if you get the thinner stuff, you can see through it. You can basically see how you can see somewhat through it to do your drawing. Or if you did your drawing in pen, you should be able to see through it even with this. But you can layer this up. I'm going to try a bunch of different things with it. I'm thinking, since it's cloth, more or less, it's synthetic, but you might even be able to sew, and I don't know how the printing would come out, but I'm going to try it on my sewing machine and see after I finish this little project. I was just dying to watercolor the other day, and I was thinking of what I could do, and I have a friend online she's way into succulents. She's like obsessed, and whoops, wrong way. And it made me want to do some. Now what I'm going to do is, I've got the background. This will be my background. I'm going to pull the pot out. I can get just the pot, and maybe that front leaf, that front, I don't know what they're called. I don't have any succulents, so I have no idea what it is, but the front leaf or the stalk. And we'll do that. We'll do the front of the pot. And bring that out forward, and then we'll do this leaf here. I could do them in one piece, but I want it to look like it's behind the pot, so I'm not going to do it in one piece. Did I get that right? Yes, I did. Alright, so I cut out the pot. Hopefully I'm staying on camera. I'm not real good at that. Slightly off center, and that will go right here. That looks good. And this gives it dimension. I'll show you on the others where I did this and things that I did. Alright. And you can see how now that sticks out from the back and gives it a little dimension. Almost want to do this one too. Yeah, I think I do, because that way you can see how they're separated. I'm going to have to do this today and come back tomorrow and do the rest of the video because, or you'll see the video all at one time, because I use tons of glue on this and it takes forever to dry. So, what I'm going to do, making sure I have it the right way. Yeah, that's much better. I don't know if you can tell if that one in the back is a leaf or not. Let me see if I can get that so that shows up better as that it's not part of the pot. There. That works better. Now first I'm going to put this down. You really have to saturate it with glue. Now you can buy this kind of interfacing that can be ironed. So you could actually do this with no glue, just putting it together, ironing them together. It has a paper back. You peel the paper off and that part becomes something that will stick to things. So see, I'm not going all the way to the edge, but when I squish it down it will go all the way to the edge. Alright, pick a spot on here, squish it around a little bit, and then push it down. I'm going to take a piece of paper towel and push it down so that all that stuff will come squishing out. Because you really have to adhere this well. It does not want to stick because it's a plasticky thing. But once you get it down there and you press it down and get some suction going, it stays there. Alright, so I'm going to put the front of the pot in. I hope you can see I'm being quite liberal with the glue. Make sure I move it around a bit so everything gets stuck. Get it where I want it. Right there. Press it down. And I clean up around the edges. And if you get like, oops, you got to be careful because it'll move for quite a while. There. I had to bring the glue from inside. The stuff that's out here is just drying up on me. It's really warm out here. Thank goodness September's on its way. August in Texas is no fun at all. Let's see. There you go. I don't know if I'm really liking it that much, but because right there, but you can go in later with an X-Acto knife. I might just go in and cut that part out. I don't like at the last minute I decided to put these two little sticky things out, and I don't like the way they look. But we won't worry about it. But that's what you do, and now I could use an X-Acto knife or use my scissors. I don't like using these scissors on cardboard, but they work very well. And cut out our little stamp thing. I try and get fairly close to the image. Now later on I'll cut it closer, as you can see with these. Try and get really close to the image. On this one I cut the background out, and then I cut a ball out and I did slits in it to make, you know, the impression. But as you can see, I need to glue this down even tighter. It's not sticking that well because of the heat. Drying it up too fast. So these will have to be printed tomorrow when I make sure they're all stuck down well enough. So I will come out here tomorrow and show you how they print up. But this is the 4 that I've done. I'm going to do one more tall one. And basically I want to print them in black and then come back and use watercolor to color inside them. So that's all for today, and I'll be back tomorrow to show you how they print. Okay, so it's the next morning. They're dry. I'm going to test them out. I have some others that I did earlier that I tested out, and I like the way they look. But you have to use them a couple times. See, that's the first time I used it. You have to use them. This is like the 4th time I use it. You have to use them a couple times. I guess the buildup of paint helps. But we'll test them out and see. These are the first time these have been used. And we'll just test them out maybe with some blue. I've got a couple projects in mind that I want to use these for. I haven't cut this one down yet. I probably won't use that one today. But I've got a couple of projects in mind that I want to try these out with. And it's not too hot. I've had a couple complaints about the audio in my videos, and I really can't do much about it. I'm sorry, but this studio is a couple blocks from the highway, and it is what it is. They say they're getting sounds. Well, yeah, you're probably getting sounds from the highway. And the equipment I have, I mean, it's not top of the line. So, ooh, I hope I didn't move that one. Yep, I got a fingerprint there. But this is the first pull. We'll do that on tissue. It seems like you have to use these a couple times to get it really good. So maybe just use them to texture a background or something before you try and use them for a picture. But you see how the, alright, see if I can put a piece of paper behind this so you can see it better. See how by doing 2 layers, like on this one right here, this part right here and the front of the pot is 2 layers. See how it gives you a shadow effect on your stencil? I mean, it shows up really well on this one. I think this is because the paint was damper when I put this one down, but we'll try again. every time you do it, it should come up slightly better. Oops. I think maybe I'll just do one instead of trying to do all three. Because right now I'm just trying to get them coated with. I really like the way this one looks. Let's pull some sheet paper out. And what I want to do, I want it that light kind of stamp, and I want to come back on it with either transparent inks or watercolor. See how that one looks now. And this is, oh, see? Can you see that? You can see where it does look different, where the cloth is doubled. Because on this one, see if I can get them both up there at once, you can see that this spot, this spot, and the front of the pot, just the rim, is doubled. And see how you can see the difference in that stamp? Love that. Hopefully I can get some good ones to watercolor. Let's try one of the other ones. Oh, that's a little too thick. Well, we'll try a couple of them, seeing how it's going to stay wet. Or we'll try the one we did. I haven't trimmed it yet, but the one I showed you definitely needs trimming. And there's lots of things you can do with this. I'm thinking, like I said in my the earlier part of the video, is you could sew on this stuff. I wonder what kind of lines would come out if you did, you know, fancy zigzag stitches and stuff. You never know. But I do like the way you can stack the pell on the interfacing. Glue it in stacks, and it does make a difference on your stamp. It's not just a plain old flat stamp anymore. A little too much ink on that one, but you can see how this one here, this round cactus, is starting to come out. And this is the one we did, but I didn't see, when you don't trim the cardboard, see what a mess it makes? That's what happens when you don't trim the cardboard. But I mean, there's all kinds of things you can do with this. You could put little glue dots, hot glue, onto it to make the little sticker things that are on the cactus. Lots of things you can do. Let's do one more, and then I'm one and done. Let's do some purple. I need to clean off the top of this paint. Yeah, it's 6 o'clock in the morning. I mean, and you can hear the noise from the highway out there. I don't have the fan on. I usually have to have the fan on. It's Texas, it's summer, it's too hot not to have a fan on. Now I have to make handles for the back of these, so I'm not, see, I tilt it and that's what's making that mess. But I haven't put handles on them yet. I just put strips of tape with a loop. That's my handles. But yeah, the audio is never going to be great on my videos, and I apologize, but I'm doing the best I can. I'm not a videographer or whatever it's called. I don't even know what it's called anymore. But See? This one you can't see much definition. I'm going to go back. This one here, I'm not seeing that back part at all, and I'm going to raise that up and maybe put something else in it. And this one I'm going to try and put something so you can see the little spikes. This one I think is perfect. I'm going to leave it as the prickly pear. I'm going to leave it as is. But as you can see, and the more you use them, the better they stamp. I mean, you just have to, eventually, they will stamp much crisper. I think this was the last one on this. As you can see, it's getting crisper every time I stamp it. But that's from the buildup of paint that's on it now. Alright, so I'm going to continue to work doing my stuff, and thank you for tuning into this. I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like, please, if you like it. Subscribe if you want to see more. And you have a lovely day.